Is the M system still the best system for M lenses, or does this crown go to the SL2-S? So, which digital Leica system is the best for using M lenses? Is it the SL or the M? That's the question that we're going to explore in this video. And to represent each system, we have in one corner the M10P, and in the other we have the SL2-S. We will have three main segments. First one will be looking at aesthetics, so which system looks best with M lenses. Second will be usability, which system handles M lenses the best and is most convenient to use. And third, we will have a look at image quality. In other words, which system produces the best images when paired with M lenses. But first, let's start with something quirky before we kick things off with the aesthetics and listen to which system has the best shutter sound.
Congratulations.
Okay, so first, aesthetics. I think it's quite widely accepted that Leica makes some beautiful minimalist cameras, and both the M and the SL are a clear testament to that. They share a lot of design elements, minimal number of dials, minimal number of buttons. Often they are not even labeled, so it gives this very clean aesthetic that both the M and the SL have. Now, when we mount M lenses to them, things change a bit, of course. The M cameras, M lenses fit natively on them, so that's definitely a plus. For the SL system, you need to use an adapter. You can go for a third-party one, like the ones from URT, or you can go for the native one. Added benefit there is that they have the capability for the camera to read via 6-bit encoding which lens is mounted on the camera so that it can apply the correct lens profiles, which is a definite plus. Now, from an aesthetic point of view, the adapter fits very snugly on the camera, so it gives you a lot of confidence when mounting M lenses. Now, if you ask me, I don't think you can really beat the M look itself. The M body is just this iconic design. It's much more unique in today's world of digital cameras. The SL has a much more traditional form factor. So for me, I think the M with M lenses is still the nicest combination that you can go for. That doesn't mean that I think that the SL itself is an ugly combination with M lenses. On the contrary, I think the fact that you can combine these vintage lenses and you adapt them to a modern camera creates some type of visual interest, some type of intrigue. In short, I prefer the M, but the SL with M lenses is certainly no slouch either. Okay, now let's have a look at some usability comparisons between both systems. First, weight balance when mounting M lenses on them. I have two lenses that I used for that. I have my 35mm Summicron King of Bokeh, and I have the 50mm Summilux. When you mount the 35mm on the M body, it's perfectly fine. The camera is very nicely balanced. When you do the same with the 50mm Summilux, if you put them on the table, you clearly see that it's quite front heavy. In using the camera, it doesn't really bother me that much, but when you mount the Summicrons on the M body, it's just much more pleasant to use. When you hold the camera, it fits almost perfectly. When we do the same test with the SL, you can see that both lenses, they balance perfectly fine. And when I look back at one of my previous videos where I used the 50mm Noctilux 0.95 on an M body, it's not super pleasant to hold, but I'm quite sure that on the SL, that experience would be a lot better. Next up, we have manual focus. As most of you probably know, the M system uses the rangefinder. So you have the small patch in the middle of your viewfinder where you need to align two pictures in order to get a proper focus. If you're using Summicrons, for example, the 35mm, I think it's perfectly fine to nail focus once you get the hang of it. With the 50mm Summilux, it's a bit harder to do, but of course, yeah, you need to invest some time in it in order to properly master that skill. When we look at manual focusing with the SL, you have the benefit of using a very, very nice EVF. And you have the added benefit of using focus peaking and also using the joystick to punch to zoom. So you push down the joystick once, you go to a zoomed in view of your image, you can nail focus there, punch it back to zoom back out and take your picture. So the hit rate or the success rate with the SL is probably much higher earlier on, because the learning curve is just a lot less steep. And of course also for exotic lenses like the Noctilux 0.95, the EVF truly has the advantage there, I think. Now for the M, you can of course go for the optional accessories like the EVF that you can put on the hot shoe mount, but that EVF isn't of the same quality of the SL. So if you think of doing that for the majority of the time, I think the SL takes the cake here as well. Now, personally, because I've grown accustomed to the rangefinder way of focusing, I must say that there is also an advantage for the M in that regard, just because of the fact that you always have the full view of your scene as it's happening. The thing that you have that's potentially a downside with the SL is as soon as you start to punch in to the image, you actually lose the context around. So if anything is happening around the subject, or you won't notice it, basically. And for that, I think the rangefinder experience has a bit of a nice advantage in that regard. Now, when we talk about holding the camera, the M isn't too comfortable to hold, especially for an extended period of time, because you don't have any grip to speak of. Me personally, I went for the thumb grip that you can put within the hot shoe, and that vastly improves the ability to hold the camera for an extended period of time. The SL, of course, has a very nice grip, very nice hand grip that you can use, and it gives you loads of confidence to hold the camera while shooting, but also beside your body. It gives you a lot of confidence in holding the camera. So again, there I think the SL is the clear winner. When we look at carrying the camera in a bag, for example, I primarily use the Peak Design 6-liter sling bag, and I can comfortably say with M lenses, the M and the SL fit perfectly fine in that type of bag. You have ample room to get 1 or 2 extra lenses, maybe 1 or 2 extra batteries. That's no issue. The M is a little bit smaller, but when you use a bag like that, there's not really an issue. If you want to put it in a coat's pocket, then the M still wins. So if you want to do that type of thing, then definitely go for the M.
One thing I almost forgot.
And that is the IBIS system that is available within the SL system, which to me is a very important feature when you compare both. Because M lenses don't have any image stabilization to speak of, IBIS helps a lot in various situations, and it also gives you extra tools to do certain creative shots that you want to do. Think of motion blur in your pictures handheld, perfectly possible with the IBIS system. Much more tricky with the M, unless you have impeccable technique. And also, when you like to shoot in low light situations, the IBIS also holds a definite advantage. In this segment, we're going to look a bit at image quality. I'm not going to talk that much in this segment. I want the pictures to speak for themselves. So what we will see here is, first I will show you a number of pictures that I took on various outings, clearly indicating which camera took which photograph. And then I'll do also a small quiz for you guys. So you basically will get 2 pictures of the same scene, 1 shot with the M, 1 shot with the SL, both using the same lens. So you can decide for yourself if there is a significant difference in image quality or in output from both systems, or if they're very comparable. Okay, so conclusion time. I think in short, we can all agree that both systems work perfectly fine with M lenses. From an image quality point of view, I think the results are quite indistinguishable from each other. So you're gold with both systems basically. But yeah, why would you go for one system over the other? A couple of reasons to choose the SL. You want a modern camera with all the bells and whistles, gorgeous EVF, IBIS, hand grip, then definitely go for the SL. You're a big fan of, or you're planning on getting more of the exotic M lenses, then from a weight balance distribution and just holding and handling the camera, I think the SL is also a very, very good choice. Maybe you want to shoot with more than just M lenses. Maybe you want to adapt other Leica lenses like the R lenses, or you need autofocus and you will go for the native SL lenses. And if you want to shoot video, then there's no other option than going for the SL as well. So if you want to go for versatility, then the SL is the good choice. Now, a couple of reasons why you would or should go for the digital M's. You primarily shoot standard lenses, so the 28 millimeters, 35, 50 millimeter, Summicron or Summilux, then you're perfectly fine with the M. You love the rangefinder experience, both form factor but also for the focusing part, then yeah, there's no alternative. Rangefinder is digital M. Modularity. I think one of the cool things about the M system is you can extend it in a way, so you can buy different accessories for it. You can go for an extra grip with the added benefit of having a tripod mount. You can go for the EVF that you can put on top of it. So you can build out the system a bit, and for edge use cases for which the rangefinder is maybe less suitable, you can build out a system and have some flexibility. So use the rangefinder, use the EVF, perfectly possible with the M. Now, for me personally, I recently picked up a new piece of kit to explore a bit the film photography on this channel. I went for a Mamiya 645 with an 80mm 1.9 lens, and yeah, I'm currently debating what would be the perfect digital camera to complement this this analog one. Is it the SL2-S or is it an M10P that I have, or an M11? Still undecided, so make sure to leave your opinion or your preference in the comments, and I'm sure we will get back to this topic later on. But small teaser, this camera right here will be featured in one of the upcoming videos, so stay tuned for that one, and see you in the next. Bye.